Home opener, bitches.
What was that drop? Play that again.
Home opener, bitches.
I can't hear it.
I see, and I don't get it either.
Yeah, well, it's because the speaker's a little quiet.
You should be able to print it out. Turn our speaker one. We want to hear that
One more time, Ryan.
Wait a second. Is that me again?
Home opener, bitches.
I still don't know.
I have no idea.
I'm sure people listening
Was somebody
are like,
drinking?
It sounds like
Are we drinking?
What's it say?
Home opener, bitches.
This is the home opener. Oh, that? Who said that?
Let's start the pregame show. Home opener.
Bitches.
DLLS Stars Pregame Show. Home opener style. Greg Ludwig back in the house. Just had a couple of, business trip. He's here now. Don't worry. People are panicking. Like, oh, is Lud's ever coming back?
It was working.
He was working hard, but he's back. Unfortunately,
You know who the
Lud's-
tardiest kid on our team is?
it's got to
Take
be
a guess.
It's got to be Sam. Oh,
Not
kid,
that. No,
on
our
your team. Because sorry,
It's a
Sam's
familiar name.
Sam's not here tonight.
It's a familiar name.
Tardiest kid on your team. Can I get a hint?
First name is Finley. Doesn't give it away.
No, it
does
doesn't help me at all. Who is it?
He wears number 8, which he doesn't even understand that part either. Turkle.
Oh,
Finley's
no.
the tardiest guy on our team, Turkle.
Oh, Marty.
Yeah.
Is that a surprise? Does he get that?
No, because you can tell. He's got the strut and the
Does
walk.
he have the Marty
and-
strut?
Yeah, oh yeah. He's got Marty strut.
That's great.
Yep.
Oh, I love it. You guys won some games up in Chicago, though.
Yeah, we were 3-1 this weekend. So we're on a roll. We're 5 of the last 6.
Oh,
That just means it's off the edge coming up.
confidence rising in the ranks.
Yeah.
That's a bad
Never
sign
a
for
good
teaching,
thing.
right?
No, you just got to beat him down as soon as you get back.
Coach Ludwig, always hoping for losses because they're teachable moments.
Exactly.
All right. Ryan is our producer, of course, or as he is used to hearing, Vaughters. And, of course, we have Luds, myself. I'm Owen Newkirk. Thanks for joining us tonight. Home opener. No Sam, unfortunately, because he's out tonight. Big surprise?
He's on the IR again?
Yeah, he's on
Must
the
be
IR.
game night.
Sam, I hope you feel better soon. We got a lot here. Let's start with the lineup news because it's a big deal. There is a lot. I mean, it's not earth-shattering, but we do have a lineup change. Stars use the same group for 2 nights in a row. And, Ryan, let's start with the defense, if we could, please. Look who's in tonight for his season debut, Luds. Alexander Petrovic replacing Ilya Lyubushkin. Now, Glenn Gulletson made it abundantly clear, made a point to say for only the reason why he talked about yesterday at practice was he doesn't want guys percolating off the lineup too long. Pete DeBoer, and we're not going to just compare Gully and Pete all year long, but right now it's still fairly fresh in mind, would tend to ride with the hot group for a while. Stars are 2-0, but Petrovic in, Lyubushkin out tonight. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Nothing against Ilya Lyubushkin.
Nope. Nothing there. I think you replace a big body with a big body. For me, what it says more than anything else is the play of Nils Lundqvist. That I felt in the beginning it could have been that would be the tipping that little ladder that might go up and down. But from the beginning, even in preseason, they're putting Nils on that second pair. They're giving him plenty of opportunity. He's taking advantage of it. He's played well. He's had a couple bobbles, and those were in preseason games. They weren't in these games. So, but again, nothing against Ilya because he's played well. As a matter of fact, he's the best plus-minus guy on the team. You'd think, and for a defensive defenseman, I don't know if you'd call him a defensive defenseman.
Oh,
really?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's been up and down the ice since he's been here, though.
It's funny, since he signed with Dallas, Lyubushkin definitely gets up in the play a little bit more than you would think. But when you think defensive defenseman, you don't think guy that piles up the points, and he's not known for the offense.
Right. And so anyway, I think he's been very good. And, and he kills penalties and things like that. So I like it that Gully's keeping to his word, and he's probably going to juggle a couple guys, around that'll be in and out all year long, but that's fine. It's just part of the whole long process of 82 games.
What do you think about him playing with Bischel? Do you think that, I mean, look, again, it's not a shot at Lyubushkin, but Bischel and Petrovic played in the AHL
They seem to have
lot.
a little something together.
There's a connection there.
And I think anytime you play with someone for a period of time, you just get to know each other's tendencies. Like where this guy likes to be and where he's going to be. Your passes, when you're moving between partners, the one partner understands that he likes to put the puck here. The other one knows where he likes to put it. So I think there's a little more of that kitsma going in between them kind of thing. So is that the right word? I don't even know. We'd have to look that up, and I think in a Jewish.
I'm not
dictionary,
saying my Yiddish is up there.
Yiddish.
Are you talking about chutzpah?
Chutzpah.
Yes.
Kitsma? No, what's kitsma? What's kitsma? Chutzpah?
Oh, Ryan's coming in here.
I have no idea.
Okay. That was such a great ad. All right, let's look at the forwards before we completely embarrass ourselves with our lack of strong Yiddish. We need Sean here because Sean has a lot more Yiddish in his arsenal than we do. Luds, the one notable change, because it's the same group of forwards, which means Adam Ernie will be a healthy scratch for the third straight game. But look where Justin Hryckowian has migrated to, up to the second line next to Duchesne and Sagan. And I'm just thinking that that's more than a coincidence.
Well, it makes sense because that's what Hryckowian is. I mean, he's deserved to pop up into there the way he played, and he dropped the gloves last game and things like that. But he's got a little more skill. There's a different skill set with him than there is probably with Blackwell or Steele. I mean, but I think Steele's done. Obviously, if Steele's sticking up there, they understand what he brings to that line. But it is funny how Steele, Hryckowian, Blackwell, Faksa, Bastian. So in other words, your fourth line guys, what they would typically be. Now Steele's up in the, he's up in the penthouse right now. They're the only minus guys on the team. So Miro is too, but Miro plays 27 minutes a night, so you can see that.
And he was on the ice for a couple of shorthanded goals against, which hurt his plus-minus.
If anything, that's kind of, unfortunately for more fourth-line guys and third-line guys and above, they end up being more minus players, only because they get caught out there sometimes, and they're probably not the best players, and they end up getting stuck out there on the road against the top line and, all that kind of stuff. And Sam Steele was stuck up there. But even when Blackie was up there, he was doing the same kind of job he should do up there. A lot of that is just circumstantial. It doesn't mean it's their fault. It's just how things played out because they've won a couple games. So obviously they've been playing. I wouldn't say they've been playing well, but they've been winning hockey games.
And winning is always better than losing, as we know, as you're trying to teach, except for Coach Luds, who says losing is better for teaching, maybe for teenagers.
Winning's good. Winning's good, but winning's good for
the bold
these
take
guys.
You have. Yeah.
But when you have the younger guys that when they win a couple games in a row, they forget how they won them, and then you have to knock them back down.
They get
again.
comfortable.
Oh, Lord, do they get comfortable.
All right, well, speaking of Justin Hryckowian, I asked Mikko Rantanen this morning about his fight, Hryckowian's fight against Colorado on Saturday. Here's what Mikko had to say in response.
Yeah, it's good for him, and we were happy for him, and that's what we need in this team. We need to have that kind of grittiness in our game. And when someone like Miro gets bumped like that, from behind, we don't want to just take it. We want to give it back, and so good, really good for him, and I think he's been really good for us.
Yeah, I mean, again, there were a couple other guys that were around there too.
I don't think we spent enough time in the postgame because we were on StreamYard talking about this, but Ryan said that you weren't real thrilled with a couple of guys not reacting well on that.
Well, in particular, Leon. Again, I never like throwing that dude under the bus because I like the way he plays the game and everything else. But Bischel was right there. I mean, he was literally at the back of the net, and he's looking at the hit. So he just has to take a direct line, but for some reason, he cuts in front of the net. And Hryckowian isn't back here. And I think he was kind of like, if Lurch is going to go get him, I guess I'm going to jump in there.
He locks on pretty quickly.
To somebody else.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. Now, did those two fight last year?
Who?
Was it Kelly? Who
no, it was Ross Colton that fought.
Did Bischel and Colton fight last year? Or who did Bischel fight?
So.
He fought someone in.
It wasn't Parker Kelly, was it?
That's
a huge size disparity.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. But anyway, regardless, I just thought when I went back and looked at it, I'm like, well, I know he saw the hit. And I'm wondering why he didn't go directly there, because that would make more sense than having a guy. I don't want to say that Hryckowian is half his size, but he's a little shorter and a little skinnier. But
so last year, Luds, he did not fight him. He fought Michael Esimont, who was at the time with Seattle. but he did fight in the preseason. He fought Matthew Steinberg. That was in that last preseason game that you and Sam did when I was away. So, yeah. All right. Well, speaking of forwards, I want to talk to you and play something about Mavrik Bourque, because I sat down with him. We did a little one-on-one. Check out our YouTube page, or you can go on our Stars Twitter. We tweeted out the full interview, but there was a quick sort of interaction that we know we had Mavrik on our show a month or two ago, and he has pretty high standards for himself. But listen to what he had to say in these couple of responses.
Yeah, physically I feel good. Didn't really play the way I wanted the first two games, but I'm looking forward, like I said, to be home and get my game going.
It's interesting you say you didn't play the way you wanted to, because it looks, from my perspective, for whatever that's worth, like you're feeling better both mentally and physically than you did at the start of last year. But do you have just a higher standard than other people watching you do?
Yeah, I do have a high standard, and I don't think I play close to that so far in the first two games. So like I said, looking forward for those games, and yeah, I think I have high standard for myself, and I know I can help this team, and I want to be a good player in this league, and I know what I got to do to become that.
What's missing in your mind?
Offense. Got to create offense. Got to generate more. Every time you got the puck, you got to not make something happen, but at least create a little bit more. Yeah, just offense.
You know, Sam was talking about how the other day when he was in Colorado, he said he talked to Mavrik before the game against the Avalanche, and that he's feeling better about himself compared to last year. He's healthier to start the year than he was last year. I talked to him today and said, do you feel like this is a lot more comfortable, that this is your second year? Yeah, everything's better, he said. But he is not content with where he's playing right now.
Yeah, I think he holds himself, to a higher level, and he expects more out of what he can do offensively, numbers-wise. And again, for players like that, numbers matter.
He wants points.
Yeah, and I think he feels that. And sometimes, remember when Stank was here and he went, 13, 14, 15 games?
It was one of his longest ones of his career. It was his longest of his career. He'd never gone,
there was
15 games?
But there was no panic in it, right? Because he was doing all these other things. You knew that he was eventually going to get out of it. And I think that's where the same place where Mavrik is, where he knows why he's drafted where he was. He knows what he did in juniors and everywhere else, and he just expects to be able to do that at this level. And and again, he's playing well. It's not like there's anything against that, and I'm sure that's a conversation that the coaches would have with him too. You continue to play that way, you're going to get your points. So, but again, I think you like that out of him, because he's not going to be happy with being 75, 80% of the player. He wants to be as close to 100%, which means putting up a couple points.
The last couple times we've interviewed Mavrik, I really appreciate how honest and direct he is with his answers.
He got to say the F word 3 times. I got to say it none.
Yeah, you feel like you
I
owe
was
him
left
a couple.
out of that.
Yeah.
Well,
the thing I
like
really
to
appreciate
use a
about
couple C
Bourque
words.
is that he's telling it to us straight. He's not sugarcoating and saying, hey, we're thrilled to win. Yeah, I'd like to be contributing a little bit more, but we'll get there. He is blunt and telling you exactly where it is. And I think from an entertainment and media side, it would be even better for the NHL if more players were like that, because a lot of guys put on that.
They tell you what you want to hear.
They tell you what you want to hear, and what's he try to end an interview versus. I appreciate that honesty, and I think it allows us to see a little bit closer with Bourque of where he wants to be. This guy aspires to a very high standard.
Well, and surprisingly, coaches listen to these things too.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll tell you that they don't. Oh, did he say that really?
Oh, no,
yeah,
I don't really
he said
listen.
that.
Yeah.
But and Mavrik isn't saying that for the coaches to hear it, but they're going to get wind of it also, and they're going to like where the attitude that he has.
Let's knock out our break, because I want to ask you a couple things about Jake Oettinger, and we have a couple clips from the Otter as well. We'll get into that next and look at the Minnesota lineup, and maybe even talk a little about some green carpet outfits if we have time here on the DLLS Stars Pregame Show.
Is this the spot where I'm just going to talk about all these T-shirts that we talk about, and we show the picture on the screen for everybody to see? This is that spot. Okay, so you better put them up there, Ryan, so that I know what shirts we're talking about. Look at me, can't find the right button. I do know that there's an Oettinger shirt up there somewhere. There's the Otter up there. There, look at that. See, now if I say the Finnish Mafia shirt, are you going to pull that up there next? See, we got little buttons.
Oh,
Why don't you just go ahead and pop them up, and then we'll just talk about them. All I know, Ryan, is we only got about 32 seconds left, so just keep taking your time. Anyway, there's the Finnish Mafia. This isn't the baseball one, right? We aren't talking about that one. Are we Ranger stuff? We're just doing.
You can.
Well, no, but here's the coolest one I think everybody likes. Is the Finnish
a very
Mafia
nice
shirt. And then we've already talked about Oettinger shirt. What's next? We've got we got the all DLLS one, the black one.
We
That's
have
my
a
favorite
new
one.
that you haven't seen.
I haven't
yet.
seen that one.
You know
Do
who
we have that one?
Do you know who Paige Beckers is?
Who?
Paige Beckers.
No.
She's the new Rookie of the Year in the WNBA for the Dallas Wings.
Is that her right there?
There's the new T-shirt.
What is that? ROTY?
Rookie of the Year.
Rookie. Oh, okay. So you
Paige-
get your shirt. You get shirts for Rookie of the Year now, and that's not the name of the team.
No, they're the Wings.
So that's her personal shirt.
Well, they did it for Paige.
People are going to buy the Rookie of the Year shirt.
I mean,
what team does she play for?
plays for the Dallas Wings.
The Dallas what?
Wings.
Wing.
Right here. WNBA team.
Didn't know that.
Hey, guess what? You've gone past your time. You're doing a great job.
Man, I talked half into yours.
It's okay.
The
We'll talk about
Dallas Wings.
Supporters Club here on YouTube. And boy, do we have some great supporters. This is again, we talk about this true sicko level stuff, but
Doesn't even make sense.
if you want to add a Supporters Club badge to your name in the chat on YouTube when you're watching our show, but it's not Red Wings. You get the SC badge. Sign up for this on YouTube. Ryan will put the link in the chat. There's also special emojis, including a Luds emoji now, the Stanley Cone, and even special content on YouTube that you can only access if you sign up for Supporters Club. So do that now. Okay, Luds. Before we get completely derailed by trying to explain to you
Roddy.
the Dallas Wings and Paige Beckers, who is a star in the making, let's talk about Jake Oettinger. I thought he was sensational against the Avalanche. And I asked him this morning. He said he felt good in both games. I told him it looked
Did
like
he downplay it too?
a little bit.
Yeah, I
Well, I
could see
want
him
you to
do that.
hear about it, but I asked him and I said, it sort of feels like you were a little sharper in the second game. And he said he thought the biggest difference was he got action and shot volume early. He really
Because the guys in
likes
front
that.
of him haven't figured out the system yet.
Well, it's funny that you say that because let's play number 3. This is Jake speaking on, he was asked in today's scrum the impact on him of the team learning new defensive systems.
Oh. Well,
Yeah, I think the only thing that would impact me, I think, is when they do something wrong and then it's a scoring chance. So I think, I mean, like I said, I think, they've been doing the same thing for 3 years, so it's going to be hard to just kind of flip the switch. And I mean, that's why those 2 wins feel so good, because we, did a lot of things where we didn't want to do them, and we hopefully won't do them down the road, and we still found ways to win. So I think as the next, few games, we'll just kind of smooth it all out, and I think we'll be great. Yeah.
he is holding back a laugh or a smile.
Did you
while
see
he's,
that smile?
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
He's trying not to throw anybody under the bus. That's a good teammate, especially a goaltender. Yeah, we've seen it. We've seen times, and I still remember one with Nils, and I think it was Wyatt, where they both kind of got stuck wondering, do I go or do you go? And he's right. I mean, you can see it when you watch games. It is, I don't want to say totally different, but it's very different than what they did last year. And so now they're going through that process of tweaking it, and there go your quality scoring chances, because they're before the chances were coming from, I got my guy, so I don't have to worry about anything else, what's behind me, and to now where guys are stuck right now. And that's why I bring this up quite a bit.
Yes.
We did in Dallas here with Hitchcock, we did the same 3 drills every single day in practice, to where the players were pissed off about doing it. But then as you got to the 60, 65 game mark, you were like, oh, we just kind of go now, because we kind of know what everybody's
It's
doing.
muscle memory then.
So, and again, I go back to, when Maurice was talking about with the Florida Panther, he used the mark game 62, and he said, that's how long it's going to take these guys to figure this out. Then they went on to win a Stanley Cup, 2 of them, as a matter of fact. And so I think that's where we're going with this whole conversation here with Otter, and they all know the process. They talk about it, and they're like, oh, man, I was stuck there, and they talk with each other. So, and I guarantee they're looking at plenty of video.
Here's Jake on the team's first 2 games. When we asked him, I was trying to ask him about his individual performance, and he kind of talked about it, but he kind of veered into the team.
I think I did a lot of good things. I think, in the first game, I think we can learn as a team how to, not put ourselves in that situation, and, not make games interesting that don't need to be interesting. So I think we all learned from that. And then, you know, last game, Colorado, I mean, you know, you get out of there with a win, no matter how many goals you let in, it feels good. So obviously did some good things there, and now just trying to build on it.
I think in a way, he's hoping, or in one way wishing that game and those saves happen tonight.
Yes.
Or wishing that, or hoping that he'll duplicate the same performance tonight because of who's sitting up in the press box, right? So, and we're talking about Billy Guerin, who will be the general manager of Team USA. So this is important for him. Not only that, you know, he's a Minnesota
He knows
kid.
who's here.
Oh yeah, he knows he's watching all the time too. And I think that's the bonus for all the players on these teams leading up to the Olympics. You know, if they're in question or if they're going to be there, is not only they have to play for their own team and the standings here, they're playing to be on that roster when they go to Italy in February. So I would expect. I think what we're seeing right now, and Gully made a point. What did he say? He said something about the last time he saw him play that well was in the Colorado or the series against Calgary. Remember that? I don't know what game that was.
Which was in first round of 2022 playoffs.
And so that was obviously a compliment to Jake.
I mean, he was the
well
best player in the NHL in that first round that year.
Yeah, and I think everybody, including all of us, are hoping we see him this year all the way through this year, leading into the playoffs.
Well, I think he would too, and if he does, he'll be a candidate for the Vezina, but he has to do that, to make the Team USA starting net, not just make the roster. We expect him to be on it, but then to have hardware at the end of the season, both individually and for as a team, he has to play that way. Well, Luds, a couple more quick hits on the Stars, then we'll look at the Wild. Nathan Bastian scored his first goal as a Dallas Star. It's his 34th career goal in his 278th career game, which means that he's not a big goal scorer, but 2 games in, his performance has been exactly as advertised.
Yeah, and it's not about the goals or the points. It's more about the physicality and where he is and how he finishes his checks. And I believe it's probably the way he's on the bench also. He seems like that guy that understands what my role is. And I'm surprised, I guess. No, it's only 2 games in. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I thought Adam Ernie may have gotten a chance, and and really it's a different position, but they could flip-flop a couple guys if they want to get Ernie in. But again, he's giving him a reason not to take him out.
Yep.
Because and again, tonight is a reason he should be in, because there's a couple guys here, and they're actually playing on the same line now, which is a little they got a couple guys that get in your face, right? And so it's a big good reason for him to be in the lineup tonight.
Before we get to the Wild lineup, and Luds will tell you about those couple of guys, Thomas Harley will play his 200th career NHL regular season game tonight.
Time goes fast.
Doesn't it? 199 games, he has 107 points, 33 goals, 74 assists, plus 61. When he first got up to the NHL, Rick Bowness, who was the Stars coach at the time, said that for all of his offensive flair, it was overriding it with the defensive zone coverage and mistakes. He got sent down.
Yep.
The next year, he played the first 60 games in the AHL. When he got called up, he was a different player, and he said, I grew up, I learned how to play proper defense as a pro. And I'm wondering now, Luds, of course, it's only 2 games. He's tied with Rantanen for the points lead on the team with 4, but 107 points in 199 games. I'll bet you his games 201 to 400, he'll have more than 107 points.
Yeah, if they keep the band together and they're able to do what they do. But I mean, it's so important that he listened to what was going on from Bones and when he talked to him there, because it is so hard to sell young players on playing well, especially defensemen playing well in your own zone, because all they do is watch the clips on YouTube, which is the highlights of the best players in the world, and so they try to do all those kind of things. And then we're down here with some of these kids trying to beat our heads against the wall, trying to get them to understand that that's not probably going to get you where you want to go. You have to be able to play at both ends of the ring. Credit to Thomas Harley, because he heard that, he did that, he fixed it. Is he still a Norris Trophy, old school Norris Trophy guy? No, the Norris Trophy now goes to guys who get the most points. So yeah, he could be someday. But he plays defense by playing offense. I mean, he uses his speed. His stick will ultimately get better as he goes, but he understands and he picks passes off. The offensive guys kind of know where offensive guys are trying to put the puck. So you'll see him, step into lanes and pick more pucks off. But then he's not like Miro either. I say it all the time. Miro just gets himself out of trouble, or not out of trouble, but he gets them out of his own zone and out of trouble by using his legs. Thomas Harley understands that he's got a good stick and he can pass pucks, and so he moves the puck. Miro skates the puck out, but they're both do it effective and efficiently with the way they go about it.
All right, let's take a look at the wild lines. We'll start with the forward group. Obviously, the big focal point is on the $17 million man, Kirill the Thrill Kaprizov. He's healthy. He's on that line with Matt Boldy, who I think is also an incredible player. They both have 7 points in their first 3 games, tied for the team lead in goals, assists, and points. Again, it's early. And, of course, they have Joel Eriksson-Ek healthy. That's a big issue. But Luds, they also have Vladimir Tarasenko, who had a rough year. His career is on the twilight stage. He had a
and
rough
we've
year.
got Vladdy's kid as a goaltender here with our team.
Still.
He's still here. He's gotten better.
But Tarasenko didn't have a good year in Detroit last
Right.
year. He's hoping for better. And they also have some youth in Liam Ogren and Danila Yurov, who we saw in preseason. What do you see in this group of 12 and the fact that in 3 games, they played last night, so they're going to be tired. They got in about 2:30 in Dallas a.m. They beat the Kings. They gave up a 3-0 lead, ended up winning in a shootout. First period, they had 3 power play goals, and their power play has scored 8 times already in 17
Yeah,
attempts.
I think they're clicking around about 47%.
How about
so that's
that?
pretty damn good. No, I think when you look at their top line, it'll be interesting tonight to see how Gully wants to match his forward group, because we know it's probably going to be Miro and us against them. But what forward group is it go up against? Is it going to be the Rantanen line? Or I don't think it'll be Duchesne and Sagan. I think it's either Wyatt or it's Hintz that's going to go up against that line. But that'll be important. Or maybe they even double team it at times. But there's going to be some bite, and there always is bite to Minnesota's game. It's part of the MO who they are. They want to be hard to play against. They want to be good defending. They know that they don't have a team that can outscore their mistakes. So they're counting on that top line to do the majority of that scoring. You know, they got Faber and stuff like that in the back end. But I think up front, they kind of lean on that top line. And from there down, they have to play well on their own, and they have to play a gritty game and in your face. And you got that third line. If you want to pop that up again, Ryan, or their lineup again, that's the line that I think will be in the kitchen. But that's where the Steels and the Blackwells, and when you look at Trennan, Hartman, and Foligno, those are guys that are
2
in
big
your
guys
face.
on the wings of Ryan
They're
Hartman.
in your face, and that they're going to love games like this. And I think Hartman's kind of gotten to the point where he's not taking a lot of making them poor decisions. And
We'll see
penalties
about
and-
that. I'm not
Yeah,
ready
but
to
he's-
mail that in
Even
just yet.
last year, he cleaned his game up, but I know that Guerin had a talk with him,
Yeah.
and they told him that you have to change your game. If you don't, you're a liability more than you are anything else.
Go ahead and show the defense and the goaltending. Steve Bium, he's playing with Jared Spurgeon tonight.
Yeah.
And when this is healthy, this is a pretty good group. Now, look, Middleton and Bogosian, fine third pairing. Brodin is a really important part of their team when healthy. He's had some injury troubles. Faber is their focal point. Spurgeon's great. But what do you think about young Bium? Because
There's some offense there, too.
he could be really something.
Yeah, and Brodin to me is the Faber's obviously the dude. I mean, he's going to be there for a long time.
Yep.
But Brodin is so sound in his game and how he plays. And listen, you said something about Middleton. Middleton played in the top 4 last year. I was blown
I
away.
think he's where he should be right now.
Oh, I do too.
That makes them a much
Bogosian
deeper
slowed
group.
down though. So there's a
He has.
slower pair, but Middleton
He's
will
a
fight
big guy.
Yeah, he'll fight anybody out there too. So again, this is part of the DNA of this team. And
Remember when Matt Dumba took him on last year and got
yeah,
the
as an
better
old
of him?
teammate.
Not bad.
Yeah. So, but again, you're going to see that out of this team, and tonight it wouldn't be surprising after the game when the hits might be lopsided. But that doesn't mean that Dallas won. And sometimes that's because Dallas has the puck a lot.
Yes.
So they're really not hitting a lot of guys, and these are chasing. So we'll see how that part of the game goes along.
Go ahead and show the goalie matchup tonight, Ryan, because Jesper Wallstedt played last night against the LA Kings. He had 1 goal that was really not good, but he ended up playing really well in the shootout, and they got the win. As you can see, Philip Gustafsson will start tonight. He's been great, although the numbers don't show it after 2 starts. He does have a shutout, though.
And he's got his new contract.
And Jake Ottinger, Luds, better than his numbers suggest, because that Winnipeg game really hurt the early stats.
Yeah, but again, the biggest number is 2-0.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the 2 wins. Gustafsson, it was probably a perfect decision. Wallstedt gets the win last night. They rest this guy. And so, I'm thinking Gustafsson is probably thinking he's going to have a long night. He's got to be on his A game.
The last 2 things I want to talk about, actually briefly. So Matt Zuccarello out with a lower body injury. He's actually one of the players I really enjoy watching, because I still think Luds, when healthy, he's one of the best passers in the NHL.
And him and Kaprizov are good together. They're great
especially
together.
on the power play.
Yeah.
Yet, as you were mentioning, that hasn't affected their power play so far, but they don't have him, and that changes things a little bit because I remember when the Stars traded for him, and Jim Montgomery was the Stars head coach at the time, and he said he's instantly our best playmaker, and he makes everybody on the ice better.
Yeah, and he's just he's a heady guy. It's such a perfect video again for kids. Just watch his head, watch his eyes that are looking around all the time before he gets puck, before he gets into certain areas of the ice. He already knows where he's going to go with it. That's why he fits so well with Kaprizov, because Kaprizov's got them first 3-4 strides and he's gone, but they have this thing. So they kind of look at each other and they know where he's going. And that's when the passes become so important.
All right, last two things to do. First, Mikko Rantanen was asked by our very own Abby Jones from DLLS.
That's the Moose, by the way.
The Moose.
The Moose.
What does he think about Dallas as a hockey town?
I think so, I think even playing here when I was in Colorado, it was always tough building to come to. It was always so sellout and loud, Texas kind, rowdy, and so it's been good. And I think it's a hockey city. I understand Cowboys are probably the biggest football team in the country, but I think hockey is doing well here in Texas as well.
Lud, you were part of the buildup of Dallas as a hockey town. Your team was responsible from turning it into from a novelty to a true passion. And then, of course, the building of the youth hockey and everything that's grown over the last 20 plus years or so. But when you hear Mikko say that, obviously you can't ignore the elephant in the room, which is the Dallas Cowboys. Huge year. Is this a hockey town in your mind?
Oh, yeah. Like saying in Montreal, from these failing hands, we pass this torch, yours to be held high.
Ooh, I love that.
The torch has been passed to these guys. They are doing even more than holding it. The only thing that they haven't done is, win their own trophy. So they are carrying it on, and we can see how excited the fans are. And they're carrying it on when the game is much better. It's so much more exciting and fast, and the skill set that these guys have. So it's great to see these guys doing. And we watched little stuff of them on the green carpet. We didn't have any of that stuff. Green carpet.
Well, you segue perfectly. The last
carpet
thing
we had was the big carpet at the end of the year.
That's right, the celebratory one. But here is just a taste of Victory Green with new, more relaxed dress code, Luds. Any thoughts as you watch these guys come in?
Well, it looks like Duchesne's going duck hunting as soon as he gets over with the game tonight. That Robo just kind of being a little casual there.
Very.
Yeah. Well, you know what? This is what it is now. I actually like it. I like the mix-up of different guys.
I do too.
Sam here's, the jacket on. Who is that?
That's Bischel.
Did he put that in his shaving kit, that coat? Can you go back? Oh, you can't go back. Look at how wrinkled that. He probably didn't even know how to iron. So, or maybe there's dry
Maybe he
cleaners
doesn't even
needs to
own
go
an
to.
iron yet.
Well, I know, but he doesn't have to. He can take it to the
Gully's
cleaners or
looking
something.
awfully sharp tonight.
Gully's always looking sharp. And then there's Joe and goalie coaches.
We have
and
more. Abby was over at the green carpet this afternoon. We'll do a segment tomorrow. We'll highlight some of the best outfits and maybe some of the surprises.
Make sure you get Bischel's jacket in there. I want you to highlight that thing.
I actually wrote down the
Put
note
a big
that
circle
said,
on it and blow it up.
big jacket. I love the shades. Does it look like he's on his way to a mob Sunday lunch?
What, did he have a mock shirt on or something?
No,
or?
but he had the big jacket with the mismatched suit. Maybe not because he didn't have the full suit. It was a different color jacket and pants.
Maybe he's 23 and just doesn't know how to dress yet.
Maybe he's got to learn a little bit.
Is he 23? No, he's probably only 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to dress.
All right.
He doesn't know how to iron, that's for sure.
We went a little extra, but the game's going to start a little later. So
Steam cleaner.
ESPN tonight. It's going to be a late one. Luds and I will be here, and a surprise, Sean is going to join us for the post-game show tonight as well. Sam, get well soon for apparently a new suggestion, Ryan, a.k.a. Rye Bread Fodders. After the
That's what my mom calls me.
Oh, wow. How about that? Kayla, you figured something out. I don't know if it'll stick. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you here for the DLLS Stars post-game show right after the game.
I believe that they are going to crush these guys tonight.
We all silly like the mayor.